Hey kids,
Hey, Dad.
what do you want to do today?
We don't know.
Want to go to the movies?
No.
Want to go to the water park?
No.
Want to go play disc golf?
Yeah. Let's go play disc golf.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of RC Disc Golf Podcast.
Ta-da!
Hi Josh.
We're back.
Yes, we are. Another fun weekend of disc golf we had.
Yeah,
It was-
another tournament with interesting weather.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been like the consistent factor this year.
It has been a focus point of the season for sure.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of rainy rounds that we've had this year.
Lots of wind.
Let's see what else there was. I mean, so this was the Western New York Point Series event number 5 at Ellicott Creek Park.
I must say this course definitely looks really nice now with that island finish on hole 10.
Yeah, new
The new
island hole,
baskets
new baskets,
and new tee pads.
partial tee pads.
Look, phenomenal.
You know, but yes, it's
huge,
great.
huge improvement from last year.
I enjoyed myself, that's for sure. It still could use some trim up on some trees. I definitely have some trees I would like to knock down, but
Yeah.
there's a list at every park. But other than that, I had a decent day. I didn't play as well as I wanted. That goes without saying for like every event. And I have come to the conclusion that I just don't compete well.
And that's
That's it.
fine.
So
There's a lot of people out there that don't compete well.
you just got, I don't know if it's nerves, lack of commitment, confidence, mixture of all the above.
Yeah, you just gotta figure
Oh.
out how to mentally get yourself to like how you mentally are during a practice round, and then
Mhm.
just carry that into just a tournament where it's like, oh well.
That's how I'm starting to act now. It's like I'm starting to just not care about playing these events anymore. So, I mean, we'll go through the round. You want me to go first? You go first?
You can go first.
I can go first. I got it already pulled up. All right. Ellicott Creek Park. Hole 1, 222 feet. I took a birdie on this one. Easy forehand down the right side gap. It's wide open. Everyone goes that way. I actually did see a couple people go left gap.
I go left gap.
You go left gap?
Yeah, I found out that I have a better chance of getting a bird look going left gap instead of backhanding right.
I overthrow it when I go the left side
Yeah, that's
with my backhands.
yeah. That's how I am on the right side. I have no control. I either I'm close to the pin, far off to the right, not even close, or I'll go deep. So I'm just better off just forehanding it.
All right. I think I had about a 20, 25 footer for birdie that I got in there. So that was a good hole 1, good start of the day. Hole 2, 217 foot par 3. I've been overthrowing this one a lot too, so I started using my mid ranges instead of a fairway driver, and I just put too much turn on it, so it just ended up going a little bit too far to the left. Never faded back in.
I seen that. They looked like crazy left. I looked at
Yeah.
like I was over at the practice basket when you teed off at hole 2, and it looked like you went extremely far left. I was like,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah, it was still a good shot. I was still up there, pin high, but maybe about 40, 45 to the pin then. So this one ended up just being a par.
Did you step putt or jump putt? Are you a jump putter or step putter?
I don't do either.
Nothing?
No, I don't jump or step. I just hike one up there.
Oh, okay.
So the further I'm away that you a more like a spike hyzer type of putt I'll do and try to like crash it next to the basket or into the basket.
Yeah.
So either that or I have done a couple little like Anheuser little high floaty type of shots. I've done those too. Or if I don't really care, I might just rip a fucking rip one right at it.
Yeah.
But either way, this one didn't go well. I don't remember what I had. I just crashed it next to it, I think. Just
easy tapping.
easy tapping for par.
That's not bad.
I think I did try to like get it though. I think I was
Yeah.
really going for
And
another
then you
birdie.
also had to probably factor in headwind too, because there was a
Yeah,
headwind from that direction.
It got pretty windy.
Yeah.
Guess what messed me up, I think, on hole 4, but we'll get to that one. Hole 3, 269. Again, everyone likes that left side. There's no trees over there. It's usually a good toss-up for everybody. I had a little bit of grip lock on this one. I hit those trees far left. So the big overgrown one that you don't want to hit.
Kind of like where those where people normally put the picnic benches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit those. Came down in the way, so I had nothing in my way. So, second shot, I actually used my putter to get up there for my second shot, and I actually went past the basket. So another bad shot. Putting, I don't know if I hit the basket or just missed, but either way, I did not make it for par. Had to tap in bogey on hole 3. Hole 4, 5, 44, par 4, the only par 4 at this course. Great drive on this one, and now we are going into a headwind.
Yeah.
So I had a great drive out in the middle of the fairway. Decent second shot, not as close to the basket as I wanted to. It kind of faded more right than I wanted to, instead of just going straight to the basket. So that last tree that's up there on the right-hand side, I'm behind that. So I had to straddle out behind that and kind of like pitch up, which would have been, again, an easy par, except I completely botched the par putt. I was probably about, I would say, less than 8 feet to the basket, and I just hit the cage, or hit the band, and it just dropped it. Just completely, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the worst. That
Wow.
was the worst of my day for sure. So I had to take a tap-in bogey on this one too, just for, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not being with it. Hole 5, 369-foot par 3. I like to go left of the pine trees. So I like to throw something a little overstable out towards the pathway, let it come back in, try to get left of those pine trees out there. And then it's an easy hyzer pitch up with my putter, tap in for par. That's usually how I play it.
Yeah.
Didn't work out that way because, again, we're going into headwind. I didn't put enough anhyzer on my driver to get it off to the left where I wanted it. So it's pretty much going straight down the fairway and then faded right. And I'm by, just by the end of the tree lines on the left side. I'm not even at the pine trees yet.
Oh.
So that group of trees that's on the right side.
On the right
hole,
side, so you just passed the telephone pole, basically. Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah, I'm right behind one of those trees. So I take the Chupacabra, that really, really flippy overstable disc I have, and I go to pitch it around those trees and get it to flex around the pine trees. Threw it just too low. So I ended up just barely past the pine trees. But this one I made a huge putt. Cashed it in for par. So that one was fantastic. Good comeback from the last two
Now, did you
bogeys.
close your eyes or hold your breath on that long
I was
putt?
holding my breath for sure, but I didn't want to close my eyes. I had to see it go in. Yeah, it was a good feeling to get a nice long putt after 2 bogeys in a row, so I was happy with that one. Hole 6, 303 feet. I always mess this one up. I always hit an early tree. Usually when I go here, hole 6 is very hard for me to get down to the pin.
Now, do you backhand or forehand this?
When I practice, I do try both. I would rather prefer just a hyzer line down that left gap.
Yeah.
Down with the pathway. Just keep going down. I can never get one down there, though.
Yeah.
I usually grip lock. It goes over the path, or I try it, and it never works the left side. So usually a forehand. Safest play is forehanding down the right gap. I did do that, and I ended up making it past that big tree that's all the way down there. So it's like the last tree that you can get. So I actually had a really great drive, probably about 30, 35 to the pin. Just missed a birdie putt. I had to tap in for par. So.
Yeah, the only other lefty that I know and play with is Anthony George. On that one, he'll backhand down the right-hand gap like normal right-hand backhand, but he does a turnover, and it somehow just gets it like perfect, and it dances perfectly down the gap and finishes out by the pin.
I've been practicing some turnover shots, so as soon as I can get those dialed in, I might try that out. Last time I tried one was on like hole 14 a few weeks ago at Ellicott Creek, and I made it pretty much down there, but it still just kept turning. It never came out of it.
Yeah.
I think I threw something a little too stable, maybe. So, I don't know. That's in the books to learn. Nice,
Yeah.
those Anheuser turnover shots. Okay, hole 7, 305-foot par 3. I take the gap on the left side.
So I say the lefties should definitely go for that gap. That seems like a pretty easy shot after watching Anthony do it.
It kind of, but it's scary because it is a small hole to hit
Yeah.
to make it over there. I hit some leaves, which actually probably helped me out because it might have slowed my disc down enough to stay in the fairway.
Yeah.
So I've been clearing that gap every time I play it now for like the last 3-4 weeks in a row. So I'm pretty confident in hitting it. I did make it. Like I said, though, I hit some leaves. Because the last time I went through it, I ended up skipping into the tall grass. So I kind of like overthrew it.
Okay, so it comes in.
Came through that gap, skipped off the ground, and then just continued going right into the tall grass.
Yeah.
Going down towards that pathway to hole 8's tee bed. So this was actually in the fairway. Still, though, probably about 40, 45 to the pin. Again, I like to give these ones a go.
Yeah.
But I'm not connecting with them all the time. So this one was just a tap-in par.
Not bad for 7.
It's great not to go OB on 7 because that could have been another problem too.
Yeah.
Two of the guys went. Well, actually, one went double OB.
Yikes.
Yeah, that one hurt him. Couldn't get around it. But hole 8, 406, par 3. I don't remember what I threw on this one. Oh, I hit the tree. I hit the first tree right in front of us. Yeah.
Oh.
I went a little more understable. I just wanted to flip something up and have it go straight all the way down there. I've been getting some pretty good shots when I do that.
Early release or grip lock?
Too high.
Oh,
I hit the
you
branches.
sent it up.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I hit the branches over it.
I
If
thought
I
you
would have,
smacked the tree.
no, I don't know, released it up too high. As usually when I do those hyzer flips, I know I definitely swing my arm a lot lower
Yeah.
than a normal shot. I don't know why I do it, but yeah, it just ended up I probably rounded. That's probably what happened, and then yeah, just released it too high. So that one, second shot on 8. Oh, I went past it. I went deep into the woods on my second shot. So I took my mid-range and I flexed it around the tree, and it came
Okay.
in. Came in around the left side of the tree, and then it just kept going. I thought I wanted it to like skip, but it just kept going into the woods there.
Yeah.
Then coming back, I just missed the par putt again, coming out of the woods. Another tap-in bogey on 8. Hole 9, 310-foot par 3. I don't remember where the OB was. Was it OB on the left side of 9? 9 and 10?
It just said over the fence, basically.
Oh, did it say over the fence?
On 9 and 10, yeah.
Oh, well, that's impossible. But,
Never say impossible.
dude, if you're going over the fence,
If you hit a tree, you could probably
Jesus.
hit it at the right angle, right amount of power.
I
Oh,
don't
go.
remember what happened to me. Somehow I took a bogey.
Did you shank your drive?
I just threw it too low. I didn't shank it. I just threw it too low, so I didn't get the distance on it that I wanted to. But I wasn't in the brush or anywhere. I probably shanked my second shot is what I did. Yeah, I probably did that. And then missed the putt again for, yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, my second shot, I just released it. I didn't release it flat enough, so it ended up hyzing out and kind of skipped away from the basket, which had me come back up for a putt that I missed, and then another tap-in bogey. So, yeah, that's what happened. Not fun. I don't like bogeying holes, especially those short ones.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, it's in our minds it's a short hole, but like the way that fairway is set for 9, it's tough.
it's tough.
Not.
It's very
not.
tight.
It's not easy.
It is-
It is if you hit the gaps right.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, this is how ECP is. If you hit your gap right, each hole is reasonable.
Yeah.
But if you're off a little bit, it's gonna make it difficult.
Very difficult. Yeah, you'll learn that real quick too.
Yeah.
There's so many trees on these holes. Some of them don't look like there's a line to hit.
Yeah.
Like hole 13. It doesn't look like there's a line to hit. Some of them don't look like there's a line to hit. Some of them don't look like there's a line to hit. Some of them don't look like there's a line to hit. Like hole 13. It doesn't look like there's a line to hit.
Yeah.
and 12 even. Well, 12, no, maybe not 12, but
Hole
13.
13, it's praying spray.
Yeah, almost. I found out how to get down there. Hole 10, this one was a late release. This is a 211 par 3 and the nice little island hole. Yeah, I late released on this one, so it took out a bunch of the brush on the left side, which killed the momentum like almost immediately. So I ended up getting down there halfway down the fairway. Second shot pitched up right on top of the black mulch on top, and it just a tap in for par. But yeah, this one I should have been a nice shot. I haven't landed on the island yet, but I land at the foot of it every time.
Yeah.
So that's been my play, just to get it to the foot of the island, and then it's kind of an easy putt from down there. I feel like my kids are calling me right now.
I think they said mommy.
Better be. Hole 11, 255-foot par 3. This one's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
This is just a easy, overstable disc. Get it out there. Yeah, I had a great drive on this one. I actually ended up short than what I was expecting it to go, but I think I had another 25-foot putt. So this one I got a birdie on hole 11. Hole 12, 267-foot par 3. I oversent this one on 12.
On hole 12, were there, when you were going through, were there kids playing football in the fairway?
Kind of. They were more at the pavilion.
Okay, so they were there for a while playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were there, I think, mostly all day.
Because they literally were chasing the football through the fairway while we were trying to throw.
I mean, yeah, it sucks because we're doing an event, but it is a public park, and we got to remember that.
Yeah.
So we're not the only people there. There's, I would have lost it, though, when you saw those pictures online, all those people parked around hole 12's basket.
Yeah.
All those cars parked there. I would have lost my mind if that happened.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen on a normal day, even if there is no event. That kind of sucks. You're not supposed to park there anyways.
Yeah, it says on the signs, no parking on grass.
Yes. So I probably would have called the park and complained about that one for sure. Get somebody to tell these people to move, because you're obstructing the other people from using the park.
Yeah.
When you do that nonsense. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You just gotta remember it's a public park, but so is everybody else. I mean, what are you gonna do? Yell at everybody that gets in your way? I don't want to do that, but I might. But no. All right. Hole 12, I threw a forehand up there. Nice easy flex shot. I ended up going past the basket, almost into the woods behind it, but it stopped right there on the edge. So that was a pretty easy birdie.
Nice.
13, 348-foot par 3.
Did you do your roller?
My roller. Yes, I did.
How'd it work?
Worked out pretty well. Angle wasn't exactly the same as how I parked it the last time. It did have a nice cut to it, but I think it stood up too early, so it didn't cut over far enough. If it would have cut over further to the right and then stood up, it would have went right towards the basket.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like, I'm more on the left side, and I think I did hit one of the later trees, so it kind of just flopped up there. Still not a bad spot being up there on the left side.
Yeah.
I took my mid-range and just a light forehand up to the basket, and then easy par. So that's usually how I played it anyways. If I got somewhere on the left side, I can get up there on a normal throw still, if you don't hit a tree.
Yeah.
That's the big if with this hole. But it always plays par. The only time I got to birdie is with that big roller.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to work on those and see if I can get them dialed in a little more consistently. 14, 333. I had a good drive on this one too. Another forehand. I think it was about pin high, but just too far right.
Wait, you're getting pin high on this?
I got pretty close to this one, yeah.
Holy fudge. How the heck are you getting pin high?
I got that last tree that's
are you going
big
left
tree
gap
out there.
or right gap?
Right gap.
So you're forehanding it.
I forehand one out there. This is the furthest I've thrown this hole. I've never gotten. I don't think I've ever gotten this far on this hole before.
You got pin?
I got around that big tree out there. I might have been a little short. Now that I'm really thinking about it, but I was out there probably. That's why I like to do this right after the round. We had to start recording so I can freshen my mind. I was probably about 45, 50 foot to the pin. Right of the pin. So that was down there. Gave it a go at it, but I didn't make it. And then I tapped in for a par. It gave me a birdie look.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
nuts.
That final big tree that's all the way on the right side down there. I went around that.
Yeah, the only person in MA3 that I've ever seen get all the way down there for a bird is Chris. Everyone else, the furthest I've ever gotten is that final big tree.
Mm-hmm.
I land right there, about 40 feet short, 40, 50 feet.
That's usually where I get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a lot of times I hit trees. It's really hard not to hit a tree on this hole too.
Yeah.
So no, I had a really good throw on this one. I was very happy with it. Again, though, it's one of those ones that I wish I can capitalize a birdie off of.
Yeah.
Getting a good drive like that. Hole 15, 187, the water hole. I just didn't go wide enough over the water, so it kind of like cut straight at the basket. Skip to the left, or sorry, I can't. I'm all over the place. Skip to the right, and I'm kind of like in the brush.
Yeah.
On that hill, so I laid up on this one for an easy par. I'm not going to try to send it past the basket, roll downhill.
Full send.
No, after
Full
the day
send.
that I was having.
Let's go.
After the day, if I had the day that I planned with going into the back 9, 4 under, which was what I planned,
Yeah.
then I would have probably full sent this one. But no, the way that I was playing, I'm going to play safe. So I guess you could say I'm learning. Play it safe when I'm having a bad day. Don't go too aggressive and make it worse. Like on hole 16, 188, I missed the island. So
It's all right. It happens to all of us.
drop zone, missed the putt.
I'm a drop zone specialist because I'm there so much.
Yeah. I hit right chains.
Yeah.
I didn't make it in there. And then
Right chains and you spit out.
Yep.
Yep.
And then tap it in for a bogey. So fantastic hole 16. Hole 17, 275 foot par 3. I take my new fairway driver on here, the Trinity. It's a slightly overstable fairway driver. Go down the left side, almost perfectly to the basket every time.
Nice.
This one did skip a little further than I wanted it to, but it was about 25 foot, I think.
Yeah.
So I made a birdie on this one, but I was still holding my breath. 18, 316 foot par 3. This one I take the left route over the pathway. Overstable, hyzer shot for me. I just gotta get it out there. I try to push it towards the power lines, the pole.
Yeah.
I push it towards that and let it just hyzer back in towards the pin. A little shorter than what I wanted it to because I threw it too high, so I'm just behind that last tree in the fairway. But again, it's just a little pitch up with my putter there and a tap in for an easy par.
Yeah.
So that was my round. I finished it 1 over.
Not too bad.
It's not too bad. It isn't what I wanted, especially when I can go and do a solo round there and get 4 under. So.
I mean, I can't even do that. My best there has been an egg 3, and that's it.
A lot of these bogeys were just dumb. Like hole 4 bogey was just dumb.
Yeah.
Missing that short putt. Yeah. Same thing with 9. It was just a bad layup on 9. It's just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I beat the rain.
Yeah.
That was good for us.
So
just beat the rain.
So when you were playing, did you at what point did you hear the horns?
After our drives on hole 18.
Okay. So so you guys finished up and cashed out.
We weren't gonna mark our shots just to come back in for parring out.
Yeah.
On our last hole. That was just so we just decided, the whole card decided
Second shot and then tap out.
Yeah.
after the
we got
horn.
to walk back there anyways, up to there. It's like, so we might as well just finish this.
Yeah.
So we did that. So,
Huh.
anybody wants to file a grievance, go for it. I don't know the ruling behind a weather delay. This is the first one I was ever a part of. It's
From what I know is as soon as a horn blows, you have to mark your line and that's it. So we'll talk more into the ruling when we get in my round because I feel like the weather delay affected
yeah.
me and my card a lot, which is kind of it is what it is, but I don't know. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So on my day, so hole one.
Love to hear about hole one.
Oh my god. Ugh. It was funny, embarrassing. So definitely had hole one jitters. Not gonna lie. That's just something I always have. I don't know how to just deal with it and just be like, you know what, screw it. It's just it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I had a decent drive. I've been forehanding it now. I went back to forehanding it because I have a more accurate forehand than I do a backhand. So I just took the verdict, threw it on a hyzer, down the left gap, landing about 35 feet from the pin. That's an easy run at it, and then should be a tap out for par.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I yeeted this putt. I was still nervous. I didn't I'm a fast routine putter. Like I step up and I putt.
Yeah, you don't wait any. You put no time into it.
Yeah, that's just how I putt. But for whatever reason, I took my time. I was fighting my stance, and I should have just stepped off of it and then just went back and hit it. But yeeted it way past the basket. It went up over, and it was like really? That just happened. So then I had about a 30-foot comebacker. I hit band, dropped down, and tapped out for a bogey.
You know, that's funny that you say that, though. Your fast routine. I think that's what I go through, too. Maybe that's why I get in my head too much.
Yeah.
Because during these events, it's a lot slower than me playing a solo round by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just something that I've just been noticing about myself. I putt better when I just step up, get my arm up, and snap it.
You're not overthinking it then.
Yeah. But then when I'm stepping up and then I'm fighting my stance, trying to line myself up, get this, I completely shank it and no power.
It definitely makes sense on paper, for sure.
Yeah. So that's definitely something that, going forward, I'm definitely going to make sure I'm doing during tournament rounds. Just step up and putt. Don't think about it, just step up and putt. So, yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to have to keep on working on is just step up and go.
All right.
So, hole two, I forehand. I take the verdict again, throw it up on hyzer. I threw this one up way too much hyzer. It didn't flip up. It just held hyzer. I was about pin high, but about 40, 50 feet off to the right of the pin. That's beyond my attack range, so I just chipped up and just tapped out for a par.
Those need to become our range,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then that's where even talking with Chris, because he jumped up to MA2 and he said that was the major difference that he's noticed. Now he's MA2 and made that jump. He's saying that MA2 guys, they hit those putts and they make those putts. So I'm like, all right, I'm definitely not ready for MA2 then. I gotta stay at least another year in MA3 to work on my putts.
Yeah, you start big putting for sure.
Yeah. So, and then hole three, I always take the felon, I flex it out to off the left gap. It normally hits the ground and skips to the pin, but this one it sent too far. Those trees behind the pin, I was way back there.
Really?
Yeah. So I sent it way past the pin, and then I somehow drained this. It was like a 45-foot putt. I just kind of
We just talked about that hole too.
Yeah. I just
it was
kind
out of range.
Yeah. I just kind of just stepped up and I just putted. I didn't even really think about it. And it somehow just went right in. I was like, oh, cool.
It was like my whole 5 putt.
Yeah.
Just all right. We're taking this. Fantastic. I wish mine was for a birdie. That would have been great.
Yeah. Hole 4. If I could actually get off the tee, I'd be birdieing this every freaking time, because just about every single night and Thursday night league, and then this round, I've hit the first available on the right side.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know why. I think it's just in my head.
I think hole 4 at Ellicott Creek for you is the same as hole 1 at Como Park for me.
Yeah.
For some reason, it rubs me the wrong way every time I get there.
Yeah.
Because hole 1 at Como Park, I should be parring every time.
Yeah.
Especially since, I don't know, hole 4 at Ellicott Creek seems easier to me, and it's a lot tighter.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
Like, so it's kind of aggravating, like, after I hit that, because I know, okay, I just lost my bird, now I'm just going to have to go for par. Because because my next shot, I just forehand a shot all the way down there, and I'm in position, and, like, I'm probably about 40 feet from the pin, and I just go take a run at it and tap out for my par.
Yeah.
Where if I could get off the tee, clear, like, better,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be set up for bird every time. So it's like, that's definitely something I got to get over my head and just stop hitting the first available.
You're forehanding off the drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I don't have to backhand, I'm not backhanding.
Yeah, I wouldn't backhand that one for you.
Yeah.
Not until you, like, if you can throw dead straight backhands.
Well, we're getting there. Oh, just wait. Wait till we get further in the round. We're getting there.
All right.
Yeah, because I took kind of what Chris does as his form. I turned it into something similar I do with my form. So it's working. So it's like, all right.
Okay.
Hole 5. This one, I'll just take the enforcer and I'll flex down the left, and I'll always, like, get down to the pine trees at the end. I'm always right there, and then it's easy pitch up and tap out for par.
Are you, like, in the middle of the fairway or more right, left?
Normally, when there's no headwind, I'm off to the left, so that
Okay.
makes the forehand approach a lot easier. When there's a headwind, I'm actually, like, dead center of the fairway where there's that little gap between the trees,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I'll sit.
Okay.
So it's not too bad either way.
Okay.
So
I'd rather not be in front of those trees.
yeah, me too.
But-
But for whatever reason, when there's any type of headwind, that's where I land.
Gotcha.
So it's like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I love the left side of this one for some reason.
Yeah.
It's so nicer.
Yeah, it's so nice when you land over there because it's just literally a hyzer.
Nice
just-
little hyzer up.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's beautiful that way. I've played the right side too, though. I don't like it as much.
I go OB when I try and play the right side because I
I've
have
done
to
that
go
too.
Because I have to go backhand. And I have no control.
I have to go forehand. Try to spike something there.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No. Not at all.
I like how we have the same views on it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, because I'm a forehand player and you're a lefty. So
Mhm.
yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Anthony. Like we'll talk about the lines that we take because we're taking similar lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like finally people understand what I go through.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta play with more lefties.
Yeah.
Not a lot of us though.
Hole 6. This one I piped, sent right down the gap, land 15 feet from the pin.
That's nice.
Yeah, pin high. It was gorgeous. It went backside of the tree, and then that last tree, it went backside of that, and just landed right next to the pin.
That's a ripper.
Yeah, so I was stoked. I did that at the St. Pro. I was like, heck yeah! I was so pumped up.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was an easy tap in for bird. Hole 7. Once we talked read where the OB was on hole 7 and the high grass wasn't OB.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, so I chose because for the past couple weeks for Thursday Night League, I've been having issues where my backhand's been hyzering in too soon, and I've been just barely getting through the OB in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So I made sure I put this one extra wide just to avoid that because I was like, that's the last thing I need on this. So I sent it out pretty wide. I ended up pin deep, about 60 feet wide from the pin.
Okay.
So not too bad. So again, outside my attack range, I just kind of just chucked it up there and then tapped out for a par.
Just chucking it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't even attempt running it because I know my step putt still needs a lot of work. It's not even close.
I'm just not comfortable with it.
Yeah. Chris makes it look easy. I've been watching him do it for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
Just makes it look so easy. I can't do it. I don't know what I'm doing. I just So.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hole 8. This one I'll just take the Saki Bomb Enforcer and just let it flex I always land in between the final tree of the final tree on the right side, and that's in the middle of the fairway, and then the last tree right next to the
last
pin.
guardian, yeah.
So I just always land right there. It's easy to pitch up and tap out for par.
Yeah, that's where I like to land too.
Yeah.
It's up there, something just anywhere that gives me a look at the basket and not directly in front of the last guardian tree.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting around that big tree if you're pinned off right there. It's too fat.
Yeah.
No.
I would like for one of the double events, it turned into a par 4 and they put the basket in the woods. I actually like that.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
Oh, it was fun. It actually, like, it made it super challenging.
I bet it did.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe someday there'll be an alt position.
That'd be cool. I think every course. We can talk about that too. But
Yeah.
I think every course should have alternate pin positions.
Yeah. So, hole 9. I've finally been able to backhand it in between the two trees in the fairway. It always comes down by the pin. For a couple nights during Thursday Night League, I've been like basically parking it and doing good with. Sometimes I'd make the bird putt, other times I'd hit band and then par out. This one, I think I was short because I don't think I gave it just enough height. So then it was a chip up and then tap out for par.
Very nice.
So yeah, and then so this is where my round got really interesting. So hole 10. We started really hearing thunder between like 9 and we're stepping up to 10. We're like, oh, this might get called because it was coming in. It started raining a little bit. Wind was really starting to pick up. So we all drove off. Off the tee, and then we took our second shot, and then we were all getting ready to putt. John had a bird putt, and so did Aaron.
Nice.
So they both had bird putts. Me and Chris, we both hyzered out early. And then we had to chip up. Me and Chris ended up our second shot up on top of the last part of the island in the
black mulch.
Yep, black mulch. John ended up on crashing into the bottom wall like he always does, and then Aaron was backside. He almost aced it.
Wow.
It was crazy. But as soon as we all got up there and we're getting ready to putt, we heard the horns. So then we're looking around like, do we finish out? And everyone was saying that, mark your spots, we have to go. So we all put down our markers and we all just went to our cars and hung out. And then it was like an hour and 15 minutes of just waiting. And this whole time I'm thinking to myself, can we warm up? Are we allowed to still throw? Like, what are the rules?
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, that we finished our hole.
Yeah, after the horn was blown.
Yes, because we were right there ready to, we're just pitching up and tapping out anyways.
Yeah.
That's where we were. It's like, I think if you're in that situation, if you're about to finish the hole, I'd say finish the hole. And you can start fresh on the next tee pad instead of, parring out.
Yeah.
Or whatever, putting out. That's the way that I would have done it. We didn't have anybody around us, though, to yell at us for not doing that.
Yeah.
Again, though, it's amateur MA3. I understand the lightning strikes, the whole weather delay thing is a safety thing.
Yeah.
Where you guys were, though, you're surrounded by trees. You're not in a wide open field. I think you easily could have just parred out and called it a day.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Obviously, other people have other opinions on it. It's fine to have. But, I don't know. Don't yell at me.
Yeah. And then, it kind of sucked going back into it because I wasn't sure if we could warm up. I wasn't sure if we could throw. I wasn't sure if we could putt warm up. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I probably should have asked the TDs that were there if what can we do, because going back into the round after an hour and or so waiting, you're obviously your muscles are cold, everything's tight again, and you're not loose. So just kind of messed me up for the next couple holes.
A 5-minute thing would have been enough.
Yeah.
Just to throw a few shots. That would have been enough.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because I also was having a good round, so I didn't want to take a 2-stroke penalty. Let's just say I was throwing and somebody decided to say, hey, you can't be doing that, and then get a 2-stroke penalty. So it's just ugh. So I didn't want that. I
Here-
should have just probably asked, honestly.
This is where I get in with that too. You know, a lot of these things that are discussions.
Yeah.
So if nobody else agreed to give you a two-stroke, if your whole card is in on just finishing this hole, you know, the weather delay, the horn blew, whatever, but we're literally about to just tap out our putts. Let's just do that. If the whole card agreed on it, and some other card, we don't have officials
Yeah.
other than the TDs. So I don't know where it comes with that, because again, you're not an official. You're just another card
Yeah.
playing off on a different hole.
Yeah.
They can really dictate on what you do, and if your whole card decided to do this, I think it should be a card decision to finish out the hole.
Yeah.
If you're at that point, obviously, if you're just about to drive or you just shot your drive, then mark them and
Yeah.
take the delay. But if you're literally 5 feet about to tap out of the hole, I just do it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Should have asked the TD.
Yeah. So.
When in doubt, there's like what, 8 of them. So.
Yeah. Yeah. So after waiting for about an hour and some odd minutes, we came back, finished out hole 10. Aaron and John both made their bird putts, so that was cool. Then me and Chris tapped out for our pars, so I was like, all right. Hole 11, this one aggravated me because this one is normally like my go-to bird like hole.
Okay.
Because I normally just take a felon and I'll just stand still, flex it, and it comes around the back tree, the final tree,
Mm-hmm.
like the tree that's in front of the pin.
Yeah.
I'll come around that and just set. Well, I had the distance on this one, but my line was off. So it did its flex, but I ended up sending it too far left. So I was about 45 feet to the left, pin high, but 45 feet to the left. So I was like, come on. So aggravated because
we
that's...
We got to get them in. We got to start getting these 40, 45-foot putts in.
So...
If that's where we're going to keep landing,
yeah.
It's only natural to start hitting those putts.
Yeah, I got to figure that out.
Yeah, same here.
So, obviously, that was a attempt run, and then tapped out for par.
It's all right.
And it was just kind of in my head that aggravated me. Like, I'm not sure if I showed it or not, but I was definitely aggravated myself because it's like, I needed that. Like, that's I count on that every round.
Yeah.
Like, that's my go-to hole.
Yeah, those wide open holes that just all the obstacles are out of the way. You
Yeah.
got nothing else that you birdie it every other time you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate missing them too.
So then on to hole 12. We noticed the family playing football, and then they started like creeping their game closer and closer to the fairway. It was to the point where they were literally on the fairway throwing the football, and we're like, oh crap!
Yeah.
Like, what are we supposed to do?
Did you guys say something?
Uh,
Ask them. Just say, hey, watch out, so I don't hit you.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing. I don't think anyone else did. But I went to go throw, and of course, when I was coming back through to like snap, out of the corner of my eye, a kid literally darted out on the fairway chasing the ball because he missed the catch and it started bouncing, and he literally darted like right where I was throwing. Like literally, he's probably 30 feet in front of me when I was coming through. So I tried stopping myself from releasing discs because I didn't want to hit him.
Yeah.
I ended up sending it way up in the sky. Made it through. It somehow made it through a couple trees, and then it came down by the pathway.
The pathway, okay.
That cuts through in front of the pin.
Yeah, some good distance still on that one.
Yeah, but like I felt like I was kind of like pissed off because I'm like, dang it, like that could have been a good drive. I could have parked it.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, like, all right, thank goodness I didn't hit this kid because I'd feel absolutely terrible if I sent a kid to the hospital or something for cracking him in the face or something.
Yeah, that would have been a bad day.
Yeah. So it was just whatever. So I just chipped up and parred out. And then I was just kind of disappointed because I was like, that could have been
Another one.
So I was like, whatever. 13 is basically pray and spray for me. Like, I have no answers for this hole. Sometimes I get good shots down there. Other times I'm hitting first available. This one, I made it halfway down the center gap. I hit a tree, took a weird kick.
Mm-hmm.
And then second shot, I got up to the pin about 25 feet. Then I proceeded to hit the band and then tap out for a bogey. And that just was kind of building the kind of mental fire inside. Because it was like, I just missed like 2 shots that should have been bird, and now I just took a bogey.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So all the nice work I was doing all around up until the weather delay just went out the window.
Yeah. Are you backhanding or forehanding 13?
Backhanding.
Backhanding.
I've tried forehanding so many times and it just does not go well. You end up in jail on left side.
There's kind of a hyzer route for you righties. You chuck it kind of like towards that pavilion in the middle.
Yep.
And let it just hyzer back into the middle of the fairway.
Yep.
Again, if you don't hit a tree, it works out great.
Yeah, that's where I've been going past Thursday nights.
Yeah.
But this time, for whatever reason, I released it and went down the center gap. It was looking great, and all of a sudden it just went up and then hit a branch.
Yeah.
I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yep.
So, yeah, I was getting aggravated at this point.
I think 13 might be the toughest hole on this course.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For
Mhm.
sure, because there's trees everywhere.
Everywhere.
There's no clear gap. It's literally just luck.
Yeah, it's one clear gap. And
Yeah.
It's hard to hit.
Yeah.
For a lefty, you got to have a real powerful forehand to make it,
Yeah.
and I don't have that.
Anthony does the turnover backhand down the gap that the righties go, and he gets
Yeah.
it pretty good.
Yeah, I can't do the turnover shots yet.
Yeah.
So as soon as I can get it, that'd be fantastic. But
Yeah.
no, I'm not there yet.
Um,
He doesn't forehand a lot, does he?
No,
Yeah, see, that's
he's
the thing.
all backhand.
That's the difference between us then.
Yeah.
It's because where he does the turnovers, backhands is where I'm forehanding.
Yeah, he's got full control. He can hyzer things when he needs to, throw them flat when he needs to, and then he can do a crazy turnover.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
14.
14. This one I finally figured out, and I crushed this one. As long as I don't hit a tree off to the right, I can send down that right gap and then finish out by the last big tree, landing about 35 to 40 feet from the pin. And then I take a run at it. Sometimes once I get like sometimes it makes it in. Other times it's just like landing by the pin for tap-in for a par.
All right.
So I was like, all right, that's normal. So I'm starting to feel back in rhythm now after the weather delay. Starting to feel like, all right, I'm warmed up again. So hole 15, I kind of watched the wind kind of change everyone's disc direction over the water.
Yeah, okay.
And I was just kind of nervous about it because normally this is another one where I can literally just park it right underneath the pin every time. Just send out over the water, comes crashing in, voila. This time, after watching everyone's disc kind of get affected out as soon as it goes over the water, the wind kind of took control of it. So I was kind of like, all right, I'm going to see if I can kind of cut something short and maybe land by the trees. I did about 30 feet from the pin. I had a good putt. I hit the band. Now, normally when you hit the band, it drops down. For whatever reason, I hit the band, kicked up over the pin, landed on the side, started rolling down the hill, and then luckily it just like died. So I had about a 20 foot up the hill putt, which I made for the par.
That's why I laid up on 15, so I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I can confidently say that I would have came back for par if I would have hit that pin like that.
Yeah.
So, not going to chance it.
Yeah. So, but again, in my mind, I'm like, there we go, another bird lost. I'm like, what am I doing? And then it's like, ugh. But then 16, I picked up culprits, and I picked up 2 culprit discs.
Okay.
Those are like the anvils, but they're kind of, their numbers are more like an anvil, but they're nothing like the anvil. So they ended up being more like a better savior. Like the savior to me is just kind of useless in my bag. Because, like, they're not good forehand discs. They're terrible backhand discs. Like, they're kind of useless. So, the culprit replaced that. Because the culprit's not a good forehand disc, but it's phenomenal in backhand.
Okay.
So, I was like, all right, so that kicked the saviors out. So, I ripped one of those down the 16. And I was about 10 feet from the pin. I was like, sweet. Finally made the hill after 2 years of trying. Made the island, I meant. After 2 years of trying at this course. Finally did it. So I tapped in for a bird. So I was pretty stoked. 17, I have a new trick for this. I can hyzer flip a St. Pro. So So I just stand still and I just hyzer flip the St. Pro, lands about 30 feet from the pin.
Okay.
So it's a run at it. Sometimes it goes in, other times tap out for par. So hole 18, I'm thinking to myself, all right, neg 1. This is not a bad day. Not a bad day at all. So I take the felon, I go hyzer over the path, it comes back in. I landed about the second tree from like the second tree from the last one.
Yeah, I think that's the same exact spot I landed then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I flicked up with the anvil, landed about 20 feet from the pin. Should be routine.
Mm-hmm.
I hit the left side chain, spit out the back.
Oh, no.
So I was like, ugh, dang it. So I tap out for a bogey. I ended up even, which not that bad. Like, it sounds pretty bad, but like for me at ECP, like I on a bad day, I'm like 2 over. On a really good day, I'm like -3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So being even, I'll take that.
Yeah. I mean, one way to get there. 3 bogeys, 3 birdies.
Yeah.
You tried, Josh.
Yep.
Proud of you.
Yeah. That weather delay killed it, though. Like, I had momentum going. I was in rhythm.
I think you probably would have stayed at least 1 under for sure.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that, you might have would have been ended up 2 under even. I mean, that's sitting down in the middle of a round for an hour. Just I can't imagine that.
Yeah, but that's also what happens with my second rounds. Why they're so trash, because I never warm back. I normally just walk out back to my hole and I just go.
Yeah.
I gotta start, like, especially for second rounds, I gotta start warming up again. Like, I need to give myself at least 15 minutes before this round starts to warm up.
Just go to your hole 15 minutes before the round starts. Just throw that hole a few times.
Yeah.
I think that's what I did last round. But my issue is my stamina. I do that, I tire myself out.
Yeah.
So now I screw myself either way. So this time I kind of just threw cold. All I did was practice putting before the round. I showed up like 30 minutes before my tee time.
Was it 30? It seems like you were like 15 minutes. Like, you just pulled up and you went right over, and I didn't see you, and then I just noticed you on like hole 2 driving. So I was like, oh, okay.
No, I think it was like, it had to have been closer to 30, I think, because I was going to walk up there, then I remembered I had that we were getting shirts, which I am wearing it today.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, crap. So I started walking back to my car, then I walked up and signed in so I could bring everything back to my car, and then I walked back to the hole again, hole 1, and I started practicing putting. And then I forgot something in my car, so I walked back to my car again. So, yeah, it's a good thing I showed up a little earlier.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I can't, I don't know, I'm losing focus, I guess, in my old age. But it is what it is. I just got to get out of my head.
Yeah.
Is the main thing. I just got to, I made it into the finals. I'm like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the bottom on the cut. So I made it in. I proved myself I can do it. Even after missing Bond Lake, I have no points for Bond Lake. I didn't play Bond Lake.
Yeah.
So this was definitely the deciding factor of making it in or not. And I had a terrible round, and I still made it in. So that's all I wanted to do. I will not be playing the finals event because there's another event I'd rather play the same day. So
the
Griffin Open. So that's it.
So is that course a smaller course and more open, or?
No, it's not more open. The front 6 maybe, because so like hole 1 you play along a roadway. It's pretty much a lefty hyzer shot for me. It's pretty easy. Hole 2 is fairly short, but it's thick woods. If you don't hit a tree, it's a great shot. Otherwise, you're hitting a tree and take apart. Hole 3, you're playing across open baseball fields. So
yeah.
I think it's the longest, if not one of the longest holes on the course. Hole 3. That one's fairly wide open. Obviously, the baseball field is out of bounds, so don't land in there. And then 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are pretty open. 9 is across some trees. There's also like a lot of elevated baskets. There's a legit elevated one that's on like a little pyramid. That might be hole 6. I don't remember. That one's pretty cool. Um, hole 8 or 9, I think they're both like on this mound, kind of like how 18 at Royalton is.
Yeah.
But it's steeper. It's smaller and steeper. So that one's difficult. If you don't land up on top of it or in the basket, that's going to be a rough day for you. There's a few of them like that. A lot of them are like that. There's a lot of hills around there, but it's mainly flat.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not doing any extreme hiking, but for the majority of the back 9, it's kind of like in and out of a wooded area. So they are kind of short holes. I think a lot of them I throw mid-ranges and putters on, but they're very tight.
Yeah.
Tight fairway lines that you got to hit. That I enjoy that. That's what I love. So I'm looking forward to it. The Griffin Open is 3 rounds in one day, so that's exhausting.
Must be a tiny course if you're able to fit in 3 rounds.
It is. Like I said, the holes are pretty short. I can actually go to it right now. I'll go out the last time I played it was 2 years ago, I think. Let's see here. Player statistics. 2022. All right, the Griffin Open. Where did I end up? I ended up in 11th place. Total for 3 rounds, 16 over. So, round 1, I ended up even, and I think I was in top 3, if I remember correctly. I was battling first place at one point during round 1, I think. So I ended up even round 1. Round 2, I ended up throwing 9 over, and then 7 over on the 3rd round. I was just exhausted. So that's not great.
Well, hopefully you do better this time around.
I hope so. Last time I was there, I threw 4 under. So hopefully I can do that at least once.
Yeah.
During these 3 rounds. Hole 3 is a par 3 at 432 feet. That is the longest hole. We got hole 14 is 138 feet. Hole 15 is 125 feet. So yeah, they're short. They're short, but they're great because it's very, very tight. But I love the Griffin. Have you never played it? You gotta
No.
go out there and play it. Just on a casual day, we'll go out there and play it when we don't have anything else to do because it's an hour drive.
Yeah.
Springville. So
I don't know.
I only play it when I'm going out to my cabin because it's 20 minutes from my cabin.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I'm gonna do an hour drive, I'd rather go do like Rochester, like Shadow Pines, or like Basil.
Yeah.
Or like Chili.
I can't say that the Griffin is a destination course to play.
Yeah.
But if you're passionate, definitely stop by and play it because it is fun.
So, like, speaking of Chili and Shadow Pines and everything, like, I was looking at AFDO.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I like playing those courses, and that's what MA3 would be playing. They're playing, what is it, 2 rounds at Chili and then a round at Shadow Pines. And I was thinking about it, but then it said red pads. Like, reds at Shadow Pines are phenomenal, but the reds at Chili are kind of like, the pads themselves are short.
Oh, okay.
So it's just kind of like you don't really have much space to run up. And then, like, I've played the whites at Chili. It's phenomenal. I've played the reds at Chili. It's just kind of, I don't know. It doesn't feel as exciting. Like, the whites at Chili are just phenomenal.
Gotcha.
Like, it makes the course so challenging, and like, where the reds is just kind of like, eh.
Yeah.
So it kind of like, that's why I'm still.
I've never played anything in Rochester.
Yeah, that's why I'm still up in the air about signing up for AFDO, because it's just kind of like, I'm not sure if I want to spend that money to go play reds.
The only ones I'm going to do next are the Griffin Open, the Tom Beck Memorial, and
Audubon Classic?
Audubon Classic, and the Niagara Classic.
Yeah.
I plan on doing all of those.
Yeah. So
we'll see, though. I might not be able to do Niagara Classic yet. I don't know, because my daughter, is starting a swim team.
I'm hoping for Niagara Classic. I'm hoping I have an early morning tea time so that I could be
if that's
for the Bills game.
That's what's going to decide this. Depending on when the tea times are for it, is
Yeah.
when I'm gonna be able to play or
Because
not.
because it's week 1 of the Bills season. My dad's like, we're getting together with some friends to watch the Bills game. So I'm hoping my tee time's early in the morning so I can finish up, hop in the car, and drive to the party.
All right.
Go watch the Bills.
It'd be a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you play good. It'd be
Yeah.
a fantastic day.
Yeah. So what I got coming up next is Squallop on, and then it's the the Point Series finals, Niagara Classic, and then the Autobahn. And then if we're doing winners coming at ECP, I'll definitely sign up for that one if we're doing it this
Forgot
year.
about winter is coming. I did that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun too.
Yeah. So, and then that's basically my season.
Yeah, same.
Next season's going to be fun because I'm going to definitely do the New York State Championship because that should be back out this way. This year was out in like the Syracuse area.
Okay.
I want to do BFDO next year, Western New York Western New York Championship again, like the AMS Championship, and then I want to do AFDO. So I got a couple big tournaments for next season I want to do.
Yeah, I think the BFDO was the biggest one I did so far this year.
Yeah.
Tom Beck Memorial will be the next one. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. Got to get myself into shape, get putting better, and yeah, really, really attack it next year. Hopefully, I can come in with a better mindset, and we won't have these issues anymore.
Yeah.
I do want to say here before we quit this, you keep saying people are talking about me and calling me out.
It's a cool thing.
I say bring it on. Talk to me. Leave some comments on here. DM me. Whatever you want. Stop going to Josh. I want to hear it.
It's cool. We're being talked about.
So that's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
I don't believe you guys exist. I don't know if it's real.
Yeah, because I would make that up.
Josh is lying to me.
Yep.
He's trying to push me too far. So yeah, leave a comment. Hit me up. You guys want to go play around somewhere? Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's my last thoughts of the day. Peace out.
Keep it in the fairway.